steamship that was in Klondike during the gold rush, and taking part of the pictures down at the engine room. This is a lot of steam generators and the way to separate the steam, etc. That went through to operate all the equipment and the valves and stuff to run the paddle wheel. And interesting, very interesting. This is a steam operated facilities to run the ship. This is underneath where they carry the supplies and the wood and stuff to run the boiler. See a pile of wood down below here. Swing around and see one of the lifeboats in which they used in that day and age. This is a tour of the Klondike here at Whitehorse. And it was one of the boats run from Whitehorse up north during the gold rush. And it was used up to about 1937, something like that. Well, it was 1935. This sank in 37 and they rebuilt it. And it runs till, I believe she's at 55.
The ore bags that we were bringing back from Dawson.
This is where the steam came.
So going down, we brought food, alcohol, supplies, furniture, anything that had to go down. But coming back, we brought Galena. Galena is the silver lead ore that was mined in the Mayo district at the time. And that's what we were carrying back with us. So we had to carry about 5.
This is where they put the wood in, they put it in, they really put the wood in, they stick it in. Burn it for the wood, just short time.
Reading, writing, just generally relaxing. Right over here to your right, on the port side, we've got a small cabin that was for second class women and children. Second class and crew members got the exact same menu. The big difference was where you got flies. The first class passengers, officers had to get cleaned up after their work shift. Then they had to come down in their full dress uniform, which had to be cleaned and ironed before they got down here. So a lot of them would just eat in their work clothes, but then they had to eat out back in the crew's mess.
This is the wheelhouse where they steered the ship, up on tap here. Those are pretty small. There's a picture of Whitehorse taken from Klondike. Klondike run from Whitehorse to Dawson City, up the river here, and we're going through it with a tour guide. And I'm standing on top of the Klondike paddle ship, which were up Klondike during the up the river during the gold rush days. Also lies in the basket. And I'm standing here just taking a swim of the city on Whitehorse. This is a picture of the Klondike, the captain or the person that steers it down another deck. That's where the outbreak from the gold rush system was called. And there's a bell that ring. This is a picture of the old paddle wheel Klondike that went up the river from Whitehorse to Dawson City. And in the early day, that hauled supplies. It was the only transportation they had. They didn't have airplanes, they didn't have roads. And they went up and down the river and hauled prospectors and miners, etc. And after they put bridges and roads in, it couldn't go under the bridges. And it become obsolete, so finally put here on Whitehorse as a boat that people would go through and tell the history of it. Very interesting. Here's a picture of Zoe, Eleanor, and Evangeline sitting in front of the Klondike here, waiting for us. And we're going to go closer. And we're going to go see a film on it, a little bit about the Klondike. Here's the nose of it. Here's a picture of front view of the picture of the Klondike on the Yukon River here again, from Dawson, from Whitehorse to Dawson City, and this is just another view of it here. Here's a picture of the Klondike that we had just gone through, and we seen a movie on it, and there had a little down, told us about it. The Klondike paddle boat that went up the river up to Dawson City from Whitehorse back part mid-size 15 trips, up to 15 trips in the summer. It would be embedded in ice, you couldn't use it, but only a short time in the whole year. Not being is a little side view of Klondike, which is pretty features a paddle wheel boat. It's plug into the steam, and you can see how small they were, small cabins and whatever. But anyway, it was a nice trip to see it here at Whitehorse. This is a Canadian white line here in Whitehorse. Stood up the street a minute ago. So I'll pick it up here in just a